Tsunami is a Japanese word. Tsu meaning harbor and nami meaning wave. Tsunami. When a tsunami is formed, the waves generally radiate and move in opposite directions. In this case, a local tsunami can impact on coastlines which are close to the tsunami source. Anyone in Hawaii who lives near the ocean or a large body of water is at risk of a tsunami. Not every earthquake will cause a tsunami, only those that dramatically cause vertical movement of the ocean floor. Tsunami waves may reach enormous dimensions and travel across entire ocean basins with little loss of energy. They proceed as ordinary gravity waves with a typical period between 10 and 60 minutes.
The theory of plate tectonics explains the forces within the Earth that bring about motion of continents in the outermost layer of the Earth.
The outermost crust has fractured like an eggshell into sections called lithospheric plates that move at the same rate as the growth of our fingernails. When the continental and oceanic plate converge, an oceanic trench is created, which produces subduction of the oceanic plate. This zone of subduction produces a tsunami when a large earthquake occurs at the boundary of the plates. When the plates move suddenly in an area where they are usually stuck, an earthquake happens. The Hawaiian Islands are on the Pacific Oceanic Plate. The Pacific Basin Ring of Fire is a region where the Pacific Plate is interacting with other plates. These interactions are manifested by earthquakes, volcanoes, trenches, and subduction zones. The yellow dots indicate the Pacific-wide tsunamis generated during the past 150 years. The Hawaiian Islands have been struck by the Pacific-wide tsunamis from the Ring of Fire regions, shown roughly by the line I'm drawing now. Tsunamis can be local, regional, or distant ocean-wide. Local tsunamis are often caused by submarine volcanoes, submarine sediment slumping, or coastal island landslides. These can often be the most dangerous because there is often little warning between the triggering event and the arrival of the tsunami. Distant tsunamis, also referred to as teletsunamis or ocean-wide tsunamis, originate from a faraway source, typically more than 1,000 kilometers away, and generally take more than 3 hours to arrive at affected coasts. Pacific-wide tsunamis can cause tremendous destruction due to the massive size of the waves. Destructive Pacific-wide tsunamis occurred in 1940, 1960, 1994, 2009, 2010, and 2011. Tsunamis are caused by events that drastically and suddenly shift a large volume of water vertically and horizontally. These include fault boundary ruptures, deformation of overlying plate, splay faults, and landslides during earthquakes. The continental plate between earthquakes becomes locked to the subducting oceanic plate. The overriding continental plate gets squeezed. Its leading edge is dragged down while an area behind bulges upward. This movement goes on for decades or centuries, slowly building up stress. Eventually, an earthquake along a subduction zone happens when the leading edge of the overriding plate breaks free and springs seaward, raising the seafloor and the water above it. This uplift starts a tsunami. Meanwhile, the bulge behind the leading edge collapses, thinning the plate and lowering coastal areas. Part of the tsunami races toward nearby land, growing taller as it comes into shore. This local tsunami has no or very short warning time for the residents to escape from the shore to higher ground. Depending on the sea floor topography, another part heads across the ocean toward distant shores. Submarine landslides triggered by earthquake and gravity can also cause a tsunami. A large volcanic eruption may cause flank collapse to initiate a tsunami. Mauna Loa and Kilauea have had flank collapse in the past and could cause a tsunami in the future. A submarine volcanic eruption from the seamounts may cause the tsunami to be generated and hit the Hawaiian Island shores. In the geological past, high-velocity meteorites or space junk impacting water bodies have caused tsunamis. The tsunami recorder, as shown in the image at the left, is a buoy floating in the ocean with a GPS, which is a device that determines a location accurately by receiving electric waves from the satellite, and they transmit data in real time via radio to land-based stations, thereby estimating the location in centimeters and enabling the monitoring of the sea surface height online. This is a tsunami surge. This photo was taken in Miyako, Japan on March 11, 2011. The height of the tsunami wave depends on the slope of the shoreline. Normally, a tsunami appears as a rapidly advancing or receding tide. In some cases, a bore, which is a wall of water, or a series of breaking waves may form. One important sign of a tsunami is when water suddenly withdraws from the coast. A whirlpool is caused by the March 2011 tsunami in northern Japan as it is retreating. Know what to do. Knowledge is safety when it comes to tsunami safety rules. Find out if your home is in a vulnerable area by finding out the distance it is from the coast. If you live in a low-lying area, for instance near to the beach, identify the quickest way to get to high ground. A safe area would be at least 30 meters, or around 100 feet above sea level, and 3 kilometers, around 2 miles inland. Teach and practice your evacuation plan with all family members. Use a feel, see, hear method. Call the numbers shown at the bottom for more information. Additionally, if you are at the coast and you hear a strange roar or see the water withdraw an unusual distance, run to high ground or inland if these signs occur. Know how to help others. The more you know, the more likely you will be to be able to take life-saving action. Please share what you learn. Knowing the right information may save your life and the lives of others. Many tsunamis occur without sufficient time to allow authorities to issue an official warning. It is therefore important for everyone to know the natural warning signs of this hazard. It could save your life. If you are at the beach and you experience a strong shaking which makes it difficult for you to stand or sit properly, this is likely to be an earthquake, and a tsunami could follow in as little as 5 minutes. After the shaking stops, you should run to high ground. High ground can be the 3rd floor or higher of a reinforced concrete building, or a strong tree if these are your best options. If you are on the beach and you recognize any of the natural warning signs of a tsunami, you must alert those around you and let them know of the danger as you move to high ground. A tsunami is a series of waves, and a tsunami event may last for minutes or hours. Expect more than one wave to come onto the land. Expect the sea and coastal rivers that feed into the sea to behave in an unusual way. There may be strong currents and even whirlpools. Stay away from them as well.